All right, YouTube, coming to you out of Detroit, Detroit's HPTV with another update on the migrant crisis. Lawmakers out of Suffolk County done told New York they're not taking any migrants. New York tried to pass the buck and send the migrants to other counties. They said no. Let me show you what they said in their own words. It's for commentary, educational purposes, in the 1976 Copyright Act. Let Governor Whitner and Mike Dugan, this is how y'all should be.
The residents of Suffolk County should not have to shoulder the burden of the failed policies of the Biden and Hochul administrations. New York City made a conscious decision to call itself a sanctuary city. Suffolk County did not. We have shown through the adoption of the 2023 operating budget and our legislative agenda that top priorities in Suffolk County are public safety and fiscal responsibility. Although we have no direct contact with officials from New York City, we have heard through media reports they are contacting hotel owners on a regular basis throughout Suffolk County to house those unvetted immigrants and asylum seekers, thereby passing the cost of providing services to the taxpayers of Suffolk County. The residents of Suffolk County have already dealt with the financial cost of the pandemic and the historic inflation because of the failed policies of the state and federal government. We cannot stand by and allow the residents of Suffolk County to further burden the failed policies of Biden, Hochul, and the Adams administrations in dealing with this crisis. I want to be clear about something else. This is not an anti-immigration stance. We recognize that we are a county of immigrants.
Suffolk County said they ain't taking no migrants or immigrants or whatever you want to call them. Asylum seekers, immigrants, migrants, you name it. Suffolk County said we don't want them at all. New York asked for that, said they wanted to be a sanctuary city. They being overrun. Do not bring them over here. If you from Detroit, you should be finding out why Mike Duggan and Gretchen Whitner, or whatever her name is allowing these migrants to come all the way to Detroit. It's snowing so hard. I'm so glad they came. It's a blizzard. It's about 3 feet of snow.
Okay. I want to clear about something else. This is not an anti-immigration stance. We recognize that we are a country of immigrants. My grandparents weren't born in this country, and many of the people here are not only the grandchildren, but also children of immigrants. This is about the failed immigration policies of the federal government. There is no vetting process. We do not know who is going to be sent into this county, so we do not know what strain is going to be put on our partners in law enforcement. But we do know that they have no way to provide for the food, shelter, medical, or schooling costs because of the Biden and Adams failed policies that prevents them from obtaining work legally. The data coming from New York City demonstrates how daunting the cost of providing services could be for the residents of Suffolk County. This crisis is projected to cost the city $4.3 billion by June 2024, according to the estimates of the city's budget Office of Management and Budget. This is over $1 billion more than the entire operating budget of Suffolk County. It is estimated that steady influx of immigrants sent to New York City is soon to be expected to increase by as many as 5,000 a week. The amount of money that the federal and state government have committed towards this crisis is a mere drop in the bucket compared to what.
Just think about that. 5,000 migrants a week. in your city that's already being ran over with rats and impoverished. You know, New York got a bunch of rats and a bunch of garbage in the street. And now they got all them immigrants. No, it's toxic. It's really done turned into Gotham.
It will actually cost. We cannot allow the federal and state pass on these costs to the residents of Suffolk County. Several counties throughout the state have commenced litigation and successfully obtained temporary restraining orders. Our county executive has not signaled that he's prepared to take those actions. We, as the Suffolk County legislature, therefore, have to be prepared to act on behalf of Suffolk County residents if the county executive will not. This week, we'll be introducing a procedural motion to authorize the hiring of special counsel to pursue any and all legal options available to protect the unfunded location of any asylum seekers.
If you have a business or a business idea, here are 3 of the 5 best business credit cards to apply for that you can use to fund those ideas. Number 1, the Chase Business Inc. Unlimited. This is a card that can go up to a $100,000 limit and is 0% interest
In Suffolk County. So at this time, I'm going to be calling on Congressman Nicola Loda to talk further about the failed policies on the federal level and what he is doing to make sure that we keep our borders and our communities safe. Congressman, thanks.
Thank you, Kevin, for your leadership on this important issue for Suffolk County and for all the colleagues behind me. I was fortunate to serve in this building for about a year as a chief of staff. It's nice to be back with some of these good folks who are trying their best to make Suffolk County a better place to live. Our country is the greatest country the world has ever known. We are so proud to be Americans. Indeed, we are a nation of immigrants.
Shout out, shout out to LaShawn Muhammad. She just texted me and says there are 200 plus Venezuelans already in Detroit, Michigan, sheltering the Freedom House.
Behind me stand many men and women whose descendants come from many different nations across this globe, and we're proud about being Americans who came from other places. We honor immigration. We honor legal immigration. We are a compassionate nation. We spend tens of billions of dollars sending money. We'll give you all your time. We'll give you all your time. We would ask that in exchange, you give us the respect to be able to say these words, and we will give you time to say what you want. We are also, folks, if we want to get through this, everyone, we cannot, please, we're going to get through this, and everyone has a chance to talk. Thank you, ma'am. We are also a nation of laws and rules. Some of us can't follow rules here today, but many of us want to live in a society that honors laws and rules. We have legal immigration rules. We have finite budgets.
You're going to be asked to leave. You're going to be asked to leave. You're going to be asked to leave.
Are you finished?
It's a Sunday.
Are you finished?
Are
you finished?
Undercover on a Sunday when people are at church. This is a hypocrisy. This is white people.
This is not a rally. This is a press conference.
This is a press conference.
Please stop.
You're going to be asked to leave, or you will be escorted out.
Are you finished? Are you finished?
No, I'm not. When are you going to hold the town hall? Coward. When are you going to hold the town hall? Coward.
We are a nation of immigrants. We are proud about our immigrant heritage. We have come from many different nations to this nation, and we have come here legally. We are also a nation of rules and laws, and we must then we must, if we are to maintain the greatness of being the greatest nation the world has ever known, we must continue to be a nation of rules and laws. Contrary to that, New York City officials have bragged for years that they were a sanctuary city, that rules and laws did not apply to people who are in this country illegally if you're in the 5 boroughs. That is the policy choice that officials of New York City consciously made and bragged about for years. Concurrent with a lack of rule of law, the Biden administration has allowed more than 1 million illegal immigrants to cross our southern border between ports of entry to get to our country. We here in Suffolk County are 2,000 miles from the southern border, but we are to become a border county because of the Biden administration's failed border policies and the sanctuary city policies of New York City, which have tended to become a magnet drawing people across that southern border. New York City has made those policy choices. Their elected officials have not only put those choices into law, they have held press conferences bragging about that. They have made those choices. Predictably, their resources have now become overrun. Homeless folks, veterans, mentally impaired, people who are suffering from substance abuse now have less or no resources because of the predictable reaction of so many people coming to New York City for those sanctuary city policies. I say to the mayor of New York City, sir, put your money where your mouth is. Yes! You have made those choices to make New York City a sanctuary city. Those are your choices, sir. Now it's time for you to put up the money and the resources to accept the consequences of those public choices. Suffolk County has put itself, via the elected officials behind me, on a different trajectory. We have different values that honor law-abiding citizens and taxpayers before anybody else.
Well, that's the latest update. Shout out to Suffolk County. They say, hell no, Joe, they won't go. Stay tuned. Keep it posted with this situation. It could only get worse. Sending to you out of Detroit. Keep y'all head on the swivel. And, again, Lashawn Muhammad said 200 Venezuelans in Freedom House in Detroit already. Almost forgot to tell y'all that. Peace.